like I said, I wanted to reintroduce myself. Thank you, Amber, for having us on. This is an opportunity to gift our environment and our movement and our community. And our team loves to create that culture, right? So my name is Angela Pham. I go by Angela Bebe. That is my alter ego before I started to really put myself out there. You guys, I was just scared as you. I am human, and I found so much passion, love for what we do through network marketing. I found freedom. I found self-development. I found so many transformational parts of me that I have no idea of, like going on this journey. And it's leadership too, right? So I've been doing this for 5 years, going on 7 years. And if you're ever lost or you need excitement or guidance, always follow me, you guys. I've never lost excitement in what our products do for us, right? I am somebody that is the product of the product. I'm always excited for the next event, the next movement, the next small win, the next thing, right? And also fully present in what we are creating today. So today I wanted to, talk a little bit about regaining momentum and so many things going on with our company right now, right? And I know some of you guys are feeling overwhelmed, but I want you guys to know it's amazing that like our company has that opportunity to gift us so many generous things, you guys. As you guys know, today's payday, Tuesday, right? So today's bonus day also. If you guys didn't know, the second week of, the month, we get bonus checks. So what does that mean? The goal is to get our promoters paid and promoted, but sustainable and purposeful checks, right? Weekly checks is the goal. So every Tuesday of the second of the month, you get, your auto bonus, auto elite, any rank advancement, any extra weekly pay, you name it, we get it on this Tuesday. So I want you guys to refocus, and this call will be about regaining momentum, what you guys need to focus on, because there's so many things, right? We can get lost in the sauce, and we could also get lost in comparison. We can get lost in distractions. I will tell you guys, all those things are the distractions, and I'm going to take you guys right back home on why you guys are here with us. Okay. This happened to me a lot too, you guys, and I'm going to tell you, this is human. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things on the table right now. There's lifestyle getaways, there's rank advancements, there is GLP-1. You guys get excited, talk about it, right? There is so many things happening, and so many things that we can really grab, like, customer acquisition, so many things that Lavelle puts on the table. And I hate for you guys to miss out on this because of the distractions. Okay. So part of this is what you guys need to do is get back to the fundamentals of what grows your business. Okay. What are the fundamentals? It is getting people on Thrive. It is sampling out. It is free accounts, right? It is, business building, helping people VIP, helping them, going on these calls is the start of your execution and getting into action. My job is to help you guys get moving, right? Get you guys motivated. What you guys learn on here, apply it. And the only way that you guys can move the needle in your business is get to work. You guys do the dang thing. And, we're here beside you, like doing the dang thing with you. Okay. So I want to pass it to Verge, and we'll like piggyback off of each other. But I really want Verge to really come on and tell her story. She is actually, she's been with me since January 7th, 2021, going on 4 years. She is actually my cousin, you guys. She's a scientist. She's a mother of two. She's a wife. She does all the things. And, it is so crazy because I will say that Verge has been through life, you guys. She has been through the ups, the downs, the struggles, the losses, being skeptic into believing this opportunity. And also, she's actually from a trial, you guys. She's family. So I sold her a trial. Yeah, she will tell that story, right? I always teach people to put value onto your products. And I don't care if it's family or business, I really keep it separate. I don't care if you're family, I'm going to put some value on this product. And I actually had Verge, buy a sample from me, and she supported me. Right. So I am so proud of you, Verge, because you show people what is possible. And you've been in this business for 4 years. And I want you to share your journey, your struggles, and what you're doing to regain momentum because you're on your way back up to 40K. Please share your tips with us. We want your golden nuggets.
All right, let me make sure I'm unmuted. Okay, I'm unmuted. Yeah, Virginia here. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much to you, Ange, for like introducing the product to me, first of all, and then all of our present leadership, Amber, Courtney, Chas, like you guys all show up, you guys all inspire. And I really wouldn't like be around if it wasn't for the present leadership. And learning how to amidst all the things, navigate and balance, and then learn to really truly invest in myself as a leader, not just in Thrive, but in life in general, because that's the kind of people that people want to follow is somebody in life that can just help them to that next step, right? So if you're there and you know you're a leader as soon as you help that person to that next step. So thank you, and for having me on here. And like Angela said, I came in this for the products, and I didn't want to become a, a promoter at all. I knew what it was. I saw Angela doing her thing. She kept doing it, and I was so proud of her. I was like, okay, that's your thing. I'm a 15-year career scientist, you guys. I was already a six-figure earner in my own right. My husband also does very well for himself. I could probably at this point sit back and do nothing and still do very well in life besides just, doing this. I can be a mom, but for me, it was having something that gave me passion back to my life, to myself first, because truly what I came into this for was for myself. But what transpired for me was the stories in lives and other people's lives that were impacted, that like filled my heart with so much joy. And that's why you see me in a lot of being very present in sharing other people's stories too. It wasn't until I felt like my story was like my word was really important to share it, because I pushed Angela off for 10 months. She was like, thrive for free, thrive for free. I was like, no, I'm cool. I can afford it. I'll just pay for $200 a month for vitamins because it was worth it to me, because these products were that good. Like I would never get off of Thrive no matter what. Even if there was no opportunity to make money, I would still be a customer forever. You guys, this is crazy that a lot of people can't though at that point. So the Thrive for Free is such gold here. And when you can help somebody, show them how to share their experience to impact somebody else's life, I think that's like the major key. So I quickly, like once it hit me, and once my day one, Trish and her husband Rodney, like they really came in and changed the business like perspective for me, was because like how much the products had changed their lives. They were the reason that I even like wanted to Thrive for Free in the first place, because I got her as my one referral, and it impacted their lives in such a way that like it brought me to tears. And then I said, people truly need this, but how do they even know it's out there if you're not sharing it? So you literally, that's all it is just sharing your experience so that that next person that doesn't even know that it exists can have the opportunity of knowing that it's there. And then having that opportunity, some people actually need this business. And if you're there guiding them the right way, showing how to share their experience the right way, and turning it around and helping somebody else, this abundance will pay you back 10, 100-fold, right? And so that is like what really changed it for me. And I was on fire. Within 4 months, I was 40K from January, after 10 months, finally taking on the opportunity, because they impacted somebody else's life in a way that it filled my heart, my passion, my soul. And I was still working my full-time job, maintaining 40K for that rest of that year in 2021. Come 2022, I got, I was pregnant. I got pregnant that year, had my second baby. Life was lifing. I lost my father, who was like my closest to me. Um, I moved, more demands at work. And then I just started to think like, is this, something had to come off the plate. And my husband was starting his business as well. So it was just a lot of big moving parts. Um, I had to step back to choose my family. And I didn't really know how to balance my business and my family and losing my dad all at the same time. But I continued to plug into the community because I know that it was something, and continued to take the products because it was something that filled my cup daily, right? Gave me a routine to continue pushing through my days. And I kind of let up off my business. It was still thriving, but eventually, like, people, maybe they didn't feel connected enough to the community through me. And I think that that was kind of my major downfall in, and now I'm trying to rebalance that, right? Because life is always going to life, y'all. And I'm telling you that now because I will get hit left and right now to this day, but you have to work on your heart and your passion so much harder, and your mindset. And you know that people out there are depending on you to show up, right? So daily, I went from 40K to eventually, like this past year, it was like kind of hanging on to like 12K. But, it really hit me when I was going and watching all these other teams, kind of like newer people growing. How are they growing? It was because they were getting their people together. COVID was one thing, but now we're out of COVID, and people need that connection, watching people have these little micro communities for their people. People will eventually, if you don't have a community for them to come back to that pours into their cup, like personally, they will easily, fall off the product. Like, she's not checking on me, she's not promoting the opportunity anymore. Why should I? Right. So they need strong leaders to follow. They need a community to plug into, to, lean on when life is lifing for them. Right. And so this year, I went to a retreat in Sacramento. I saw how, my sideline Angie, I reconnected with Chastity Marie and other leaders in the Bay Area that were growing. And none of my team had came out to that. Like, even though they were offered the opportunity to go, I realized quickly that, like, I was the only one there out of my team. And, like, that feeling that I got of being connected to leaders in the community was like second to none of any other community that I'm part of. And I go to the gym, I have mom groups that, like, I really love, but there's nothing like the Thrive community. And that energy and what they give back to you, and back into giving you that spark, that dream for more in life. Um, and so I came back and I was like, I need to do this for my people, for my team, right? So I had extra space in my house. I know I've never done this. I have this whole office here to myself. So I got intentional. I built my office. I started making sure that I had, daily method of operation. I made sure that I was constantly, even if I'm not like showing up majorly in the socials, I'm showing up in people's lives, like checking on them, making sure what they need, getting people on Thrive and making sure they're like loving their Thrive experience. And it's like going back to the basics, setting that foundation, but getting like really, really intentional with like building something that where you're taking people along your journey. It's like, okay, like life's, but here I am. I'm still like showing up for myself, and for me, that's the gym. That's where I just came from. That's why you see me like this, and showing up for myself so that I can show up for other people. So you really have to hone in on what it is that you need to fill your cup so that you can abundantly run over into others, right? As a leader. And not only just that, but I got really intentional about learning how to be a good, inspiring like leader in my own life for my children, for my family. And I think like you really have to be good in your home to be good everywhere else, right? And so being a good example to your children, you can like model that out in society, in your other groups that you really are trying to be that role model for. It's leading your own life very well and very intentionally. So I think you just really exude that type of energy when you're feeling really good about how you can control like what you can control in your life and letting go of what you cannot, and learning how to react and deal with that in a very like peaceful, powerful way so that others can also do, see that and do the same. It's like show your struggle. Like there's nothing wrong with that. People are going through it every day, all the time, whether it's like someone in their family getting ill, you getting ill, something with your children. You have to go into depth to like share everything if you're like more private, but share your thoughts, share your feelings, like show up. And like you never know who it is that needed to hear that. And like that is your connection with them to engage, right? So, and I am, yes, like Angela said, this year, built my office, got really intentional. And I think that energy is rubbing off on people who then they're like, okay, this person that I'm seeing, they're like so happy. They're so energetic. They're like doing things left and right. They're like a boss babe. Like literally, that's what I hear from like people who even are not thriving with me, right? Eventually they're going to thrive with me. But, and like, you have to manifest that in your head, right? You just be who you are, and like that person, like whether it's today, whether it's next year, like they're going to continue to see you succeed in life because you're like thriving in your life, you're thriving in your business, and you don't have that scarcity mindset anymore. You're very abundant because you've been working on your mindset, your heart set, your leadership, and you're going to help whoever's ready to be helped, right? And that's the key. It's like don't look and like bang your head on the wall of those people who are like you know that they're there and they can reach out to you and they see you thriving. But there's a certain level of, yes, connection, engagement, and like kind of pulling them in a way. But there's also another facet of like, help the people who are reaching out for help. And I think that's like the major part of it. You can't, what Shun, one of our other leaders that I've learned from, is like, okay, at Palooza, I was like, a lot of my team is like gone, you know, volume is dwindling. Like, what do we need to do? It's like work on your personal brand. And a lot of people sometimes think like, what is a personal brand? It's like, well, what are you passionate about? What are your values? Like, do people actually know what your values are or what you're passionate about? And if they don't, like, that's it. It's just making it more loud about who you are. Like, why it doesn't, people are going to see you thriving, you're posting your products, but like outside of that, who are you besides the mom? Besides that, it's like they want to know your thoughts and your journey. So yeah, I think people get pulled to who that good energy, that good vibe. And I've been connecting with people on that growth journey, ready for that growth journey. And I'm just, taking their hand and leaning into our team, our community, our leadership, but also, just making sure that, you have a funnel that is easily duplicatable for our team. We have tons of resources. Like, why would you like change anything up? So just like stick to the fundamentals, be a good person, work on yourself, and just always lead that the next person in how they need to be led. Like everybody needs to be led in very differently. Some go in faster, some go in slower, and you just have to like learn what it is that other people need, then you give it to them and however much dose they need it in, right? Because you can really get easily overwhelmed with so many resources, and um, it really just is guiding them to the next step. Is in your success, is their success is your success, right? So as long as you always kind of go into it like that, is making sure that number one, you're getting them on Thrive successfully. Number two, you're getting them to connect with either the community or another leader, because I think that's the key. A lot of people don't understand like that, how big our community is an asset. And if you don't use that, you don't connect them to a leader of the community, they're going to get lost in the sauce, right? And you can't always be there for them, right? And so sometimes if life, you can say, hey, look, can you lean up to your leaders and be like, hey, can you help me out? Like this week is like super crazy, or this is going on. And like, right, you always, the negativity and all that stuff always goes upwards, like positivity down, right? So that's pretty much the biggest thing. And I'm just so happy that, I'm still here, still hanging on and never gave up. Even the life was lifing. And I mean, the growth here, the momentum back to that, and I'm super stoked about it, is just like seeing other people be excited and come in and win again and like, rebuild or like brand new people coming in, and being able to help them
I love that,
is a
Verge.
huge.
Your story is extraordinary. Why? Because there's so much depth into struggles, perseverance. And when you keep going, you're thriving, right? And I want you guys to understand this is a leadership Zoom. So I actually gave Virginia, she's my cousin, an ultimatum to take on this business. As a leader, you guys must see the vision for them before they see it for themselves. I've always believed in Virginia, and I've always told her, I was like, girl, she's extraordinary ability, you guys. She's great at it. And she's great with team building too. I knew that, right? And the power of never giving up on that one person that you truly believe in. And you guys, I'm going to tell you guys, yes, she took on that. She said yes, right? And the power of connection too, you guys. I didn't want to take on her network because that is the connection to Verge. They don't know Anne. They know Verge. Trish knows Verge. So the power of her network was already turned on right when she came in. You guys, 2022, she became fastest growth with Trish, her business partner, on the side of her on stage. So I want you guys to give you guys transparency. Her most lowest years was also her highest year. So she had a high and also a low at the same time. And her story touches me because I've actually witnessed her whole story all the way through. Right. So I've watched her and, to develop, and she takes criticism really well. You guys, she's my cousin. So I tell her the truth. And when you love somebody, you challenge them, whether if it's hard to say, I always tell Virginia the truth. I'm like, hey, you're posting, you're ghosting, but you're not really applying in person. And I use this as an example because don't be afraid to share that with your leader, right? It's so important to also know. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you guys know what motivates your key players? Right? Who are your key players? Right? I actually learned this from my business partner, Lee. Right? She's one of my key players that helped me grow my purposeful business. So are you guys intentional on helping that person, loving them where they're at, their situation, and helping them grow? Right? What is their blockage? And for years, I'm going to kind of take you guys all the way through. Verge has a blockage in, for years, telling her to have a space for her place, right? And I get so touchy because I can actually feel her transformation. That, when I saw her at the mastermind, I'm going to kind of help you guys with leadership really quick. It's about curiosity. She got curious. She was ready, right? Timing is everything. She took ownership of her own life and she stopped blaming the people around her, comparing, and she started applying, right? Curiosity. So she took her places to events, places, learning from other leaders, finding where she can duplicate what works for her, you guys. And next thing is connection, right? Connection is key. Connecting the dots with leaders, leveraging community, culture, whatever it is that is going to turn on that momentum for you. I want you guys to understand, once you guys learn momentum, you can turn it on anytime you want, you guys. It is applying yourself and putting yourself in situations, connecting the dots, and leveraging everything that you got and taking everything that you got and within you and applying, right? Verge did exactly that, taking herself to events. She created these calls, right? I said, Verge, for the longest time, what is your blockage? And I'm going to be transparent. Leadership was her blockage, right? She didn't think she was worthy enough to lead, you guys. I'm going to tell you guys that. And she mentioned that at the mastermind, and that was a space for us to grow and find that connection together. Another thing is clarity, curiosity, connection, clarity. She found clarity in all the things, events, right? I will tell you guys, if you guys want to build a culture, build partnerships, nothing like a human experience when you are live and at these events. Okay. So I am so proud of you, Verge. Like you're And I'm going to tell you guys, she shows you guys what is possible. She saw other people. Instead of comparing herself, she went to the fire teams that are doing the dang thing. She's like, hey, Joanna, what are you doing? And Joanna was like, hey, Ange, like, dang, I give it to her. She was asking me all these questions, how to do this, but she was actually applying massive actions behind the scenes, you guys. And it really is so extraordinary to see you take ownership, to lead your team. Your new, she manifested, you guys. She said, I wanted to grow San Diego, and it's all new energy. And guess what? Trish is by her side still. And that's one of the biggest flex that you can have, you know, in this movement is, doing the dang thing in the highs and the lows, and watching you, take ownership and doing the dang thing, you guys. So she's never given up, and she's found so much purpose in this, you guys. And I'm going to take it. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask you some questions along this, but I really want to teach them call to action things. We do a lot of mindset things and all the things, but I want to teach you guys going back to fundamentals. I haven't done anything different, you guys. I'm going to tell you, my life is boring, right? It is. I'm on a daily method of operations every single day. What does that mean? DMO is what do you do on the daily that move the needle for your own momentum, right? For your team momentum, for you creating opportunities for yourself, right? How can you reinvent and show yourself, go from unmotivated to motivated, to inspiring yourself to aspire to be the leader that you are, because you are. Okay. You guys are here for a reason, because you guys know that you guys can do it. Okay. And I'm going to take you guys back home. Those lifestyle getaways, people winning, that's all a distraction. I want you guys to take it back home, focus in what you need. Okay. So when you guys log into your cloud office will always tell you what you need to work on. For me, example, I was like, I need new free accounts. You guys, I'm going to tell you guys, getting free accounts is a freaking magic. Okay. That is a potential lead, right? So I want you guys to write that down. Free accounts, right? Get people on Thrive. So I'm going to give you guys engagement and exposure in like call to action things that you guys can do. Okay. So new conversations. Okay. Instead of doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I want you guys to up it. Okay. Up it. Do 10. The reason why Verge is growing faster than others, Elaine, Trish, or Brianna, it's not because they're smarter than you or more talented than you. They're just doing one more than you. What is your plan today, right? So when you guys connect, and I'm going to tell you the last almost 5 years, 7 months, how I'm able to, new energy, change more lives. You guys must have a healthy PPA, right? What is your healthy PPA? And that is just your goal only, right? For instance, -8, right? That's just my number. Okay. What is your number to keep you going where you feel motivated? So let's talk new. I've been doing the same thing over and over. The fundamentals of having fun with this, I'm just having fun. And I do the same thing over and over. It's new people. I'm a repeat, you guys. I am selling the dream, selling GPOT. I'm getting people, helping your promoters get to the next step, right? Leading everybody differently, right? Also leading your life differently. So focus in on what you need. So connect with 5 or 10 new people daily. Start genuine conversations, you guys. Get in the next one. How can you start? Go through your stories. Look who's watching. And I want you to be brave, y'all. Show that you're interested, okay? I've shared this. Be the interested, not the interesting, okay? So I went there first, and then I went to my follower list. So I went on through my followers, and I started seeing who was following me that I wasn't following. I was actually looking, now I'm more intentional more than ever. I was looking at entrepreneurs, hairdressers, people that I can relate to. So look for people that you can relate to. Be more intentional. Message them, right? There's other ways, there are other ideas that you guys do. I said, hey, thank you so much for the follow. Engage back and forth. I also teach a lot of my team this too. If you guys cannot close people, if you guys cannot, talk to people or know how to engage, you need to shorten your sentences. Okay. You want to ask the question, let them respond. Don't matter if they take a long time. It makes them feel like there's a flow in that conversation. I want you guys to take those little things are just little steps. And that is a win, you guys. When you can create conversation and just keep it going. I've told a lot of my team member too, like y'all barf too much Thrive. You guys are barfing too much, saying too much. I want you guys to show step by step, like, hi, how did you follow me? And they start telling you, right? And then you can lead that to the next. For example, I'm going to kind of give you guys an example. So I started to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did instead of 5, 10, right? Went through my follow list, messaged them, write them on the potential list, follow up list. Because why? When you write them on the list, that means that you're going to continue to build that relationship with them, right? And then I figure out, how'd you follow me? She says, oh my God, I love your videos, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, she already trusts me. That's when I go in. You guys, that's why personal branding is important. Okay. So that's where you can lead it. And that's how I was able to, like, hey, if you're open, you would love Thrive. And then she's like, sure. And then I lead to the next step. Hey, it will do me a favor. Can you create a free account? And I do this on purpose. I want my customers to create the account so they can become curious. You guys see that? Curiosity, connection, clarity, right? I always, wherever anybody is at, I always go to the bullet points, back to where they're at, right? So I'm like, hey, create this account. It really helps me out. And they're like, okay. And they do it right away. And then bam, what is the next goal? The next goal is to make sure that they thrive properly, you guys. It is simple as that, but we like to complicate it, right? So make sure that they love Thrive, be excited. So that's how you're able to follow up like that and engage, treat them like humans, right? Another thing, engage with, customers. Follow up, I do follow-ups every single week, and show up and show out, you guys. And if you guys are doing the same thing as taking Lavelle's picture and reposting it, I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. Attraction marketing does not work nowadays. Its content will be queen, but engagement is king during this time in this era, you guys. So 2020, when we were able to post attract marketing, it was easy, right? Now it's harder. So I want you guys to follow up with your customers. And I'm gonna say this: you don't necessarily have to say, "Hey, how's thriving?" I want you guys to send a reel, send something funny. Oh, I thought of you. This is something that your family would like. You guys, so many ideas that you guys can create relationship. I am like BFFs with a lot of my customers by just doing those things. We talk about life. We're basically professional friend makers, right? And when you guys use your voice and your personality, kind of like what Verge is saying, who are you? What do you stand for? And I always say this to people: show up and who you are and what you stand for. Although, like, for instance, Verge cries too. She's like me, we're deep people, right? Who cares? You will never be too much for the right people. So I want you guys to show your foundation. Where do you come from? Who are you? Hi, I'm Ange. I love to help change lives. I love to help people, transform their life, get them paid, promoted, and, find a purpose in their daily life. It could be as simple as that. Your message must speak every day through your platform. You guys understand that? That's how you're able to build a brand. Okay, so another thing, another follow a thing that you guys can do to engage is to have 5 or 8 posts in your stories. Okay, I would do like sparkles of Thrive. You guys, you could basically talk about life and just do your shake. Or the end of the night, this is what I like to do. I like them to see me right when I wake up. When I say good morning, that means my boutique is open. Everybody knows, oh, Angela, wait, I'm going to ask her, right? Or I like to educate them. Like, what is this? What did it do for me today? You guys, stop posting just a picture of the capsules. Say something about it. Like, hey, oh my God, this gave me energy. I love what I do. I'm always educating people through my stories. Here's the reason why people are not thriving with you. And this is the truth. 1, they're not educated enough. 2, they don't think it's possible for them. So what do? You post for them. You guys get to know them. So when you get to know their goals, you know how to post them for them. And I'm not talking just about new customers, new or existing customers or future. I'm talking about for your team too. I don't just post for my customers. I post for my team. You guys, did you guys forget about your team? Like, you're so focused on new, you just cooled it. What about your partner that you just signed? They need that follow up also. So what you do for your customers, do for your team. Another thing, you guys, I need you guys to post weekly on your feed, right? Post weekly on educate them more about like what Verge was saying, like branding yourself. Like I like to post, do a quote. Like you guys start there. Put a picture of yourself, put a quote of what you're going through right now. I bet you anything, so many people can relate to that. And from that action, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Let me try something else. And then you can then have an educational video. Like, for example, congratulations to all the GLP-1, you know, our team, at least our, I don't know, there's one, I was one out of 80, but our team, you know, direct had 4, right? So that's so exciting. So share that, right? Are you guys sharing your excitement? So those are the things that are on your feed also. So I would get, for me, if you are starting out, 3 to 5 is healthy on your feed, you guys, a week. You need a presence, right? I'm talking about Instagram, but let's talk about being in person, you guys. Yes, our team came from, you know, meeting people, warm market, cold market on Instagram. But opportunities are created by you. So when I knew this, I was like, wow, events. You guys must leverage events, right? See who any of your leaders or anybody that is throwing in events, an opportunity call, a local, get it there. You guys, even if it's a sideline, you want to see what they're doing. You want to leverage their energy. You want to learn from the next person, right? So here's a call to action. And this is the most, this is key to network marketing, by the way. If you guys don't know how to do anything, learn how to invite people to the next event. And, you know, and if nobody's doing it, it must be created by you. You don't need anything fancy, you guys. Nothing fancy. I am not somebody that is fancy. I don't need all the things. I just need the energy. You just make sure that you have somebody like Ange, or, you know, somebody that is talkative, that will give that energy, right? If you don't have that, it's okay. Leverage, you know, your community. Just like Verge, you know, we're opposite actually. We're the same, but you got to learn how to position your people too, right? I was like, Verge, you're good at what motivates you. She goes, oh, the stories. I was like, stick to the opportunity calls. You need to do what Jackie does, right? You need to know what motivates your team also, right? So events, I'm going to talk about this because this is huge. It's always been huge in our culture, right? It started with, you know, 2020, 2019, I threw an event, and you guys, I'm going to tell you, only 3 people showed up. And that's all I needed, though. That's all I needed. And I know some of you guys are so, you know, like, oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Just start. You don't need all the things. You just need that excitement. You just need to share the connection and the love that you have for the products and what the movement is. Okay. So get to events. Okay. And we're having a Christmas party for our team. You know, before, I'm going to tell you guys, I used to do these alone, and it was so exhausting. It was causing so much burnout. And I'm just somebody like, if I want something, I'm just going to do it. Right. And I get that. But when your team becomes so big, get together with your leaders, like, hey, then, you know, for our get together, we're actually, you know, everybody contribute, everybody bring a plate, right? And certain leaders have, you know, are doing certain things. So it comes together and we're able to create something, you know, together. And Jackie and twins flying down, it's going to be amazing. Guess what? We're inviting new people. So guess what we tell our team? We're telling our team, invite your potential customers, invite your family member that you just want to say, hey, come support me. You guys, that's all it takes. The last 2 weeks, I've told my team, this is our homework. We're just gonna, one goal of inviting one person. You guys, I'm telling you, the power of proximity turns on fire like no other. Okay. And that's the fastest way, month coming down to 2025. You must create it. And Verge is so great at that. She's doing a live today. She's, you know what? People always say, oh man, you're doing so many things. Well, what are you doing? Right, Virg? I'm so proud of you. You're doing the most because you're in momentum. You're actually loving what you're doing. And that's when you cannot stop somebody that is actually in spirit doing it, right? And to be inspired, you must be in spirit. So get yourself to an event, right? So you put all these people in the room. That's all third party credibility. You guys, I'm calling actually one of my Peter, I leverage other networks too. I always tell my team, why Lavelle also thrive for free, right? Remember, help your customers thrive for free. Your customer service, that's the number one key. Also, talk about things. My husband, right? I took over his network. I'm not from the Bay Area, but I was going to events, and it was up to me to open my mouth though, like to engage, to show interest and create that relationship and opportunity, right? So he has clients that always sit in the chair and they're interested in the opportunity. Oh, I'm going to invite them to the event because they want to do work with me, but they got to see and be there to experience it. So guess what? That's a perfect timing to invite those people, right? So you guys invite. The more you can invite, I'm telling you, you don't even have to do nothing. The community does it for you. Everybody like, oh, what? You're not on Thrive? Why? Right? And not even about Thrive, you guys. The connection there, people will feel that vibration. It is Thrivers have a vibration, and that's one thing that Verge always had. Even though life happened for her, you guys, she's always consistently shared and she's always thriving. So a next thing, you guys, always create the next event. For example, Joanna hit me up like a couple days ago. She's like, hey, are you free this date? We want to do a vision board party, right? Get together with your teams, do a vision board, but be intentional. Always invite new people. Okay. Every time we have an event, it's always new people because new energy is what us leaders need too. I want you guys to understand that. When you guys are feeling stuck, you need to be around new people because did you guys forget how exciting that feels? Why do you guys think I love getting people on Thrive, right? You guys already feel that energy. Another thing, get the word out. GLP-1, you guys, that's a new market. That's a new market. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys certain things, right? You always want to promote the next launch, and this one's going to be huge. Come up with a VIP list. Tell everybody about the GLP-1. Promote. Okay, get them that momentum going. But also, I want you guys to understand our bread and butter will always be the three-step system. I already could see the vision. You guys are going to go GLP-1, lose the weight, and then guess what? They're going to be back on their three steps. So don't stop yourself in, you know, you know, getting them on the three steps, right? Still share it. Till this day, I'm like, hey, three-step system. And I know a lot of people are waiting for GLP-1, but there's so many markets, you guys. There's 3 billion people out in the world. I wish I could be louder, right? I wish I could. There's like 10 of me, but like, and I'm gonna tell you guys, share. If you ain't sharing it, Ange gonna share it. Verge gonna share it. Courtney gonna share it. If you're not helping, the next person's gonna help. And I tell my team this all the time. Trust me when I say Thrive is always gonna be the new normal. Everybody's going to get on Thrive. They've seen it somewhere. Let that be you. Let them think of you when they want opportunity. Let them think of you when they don't want to go on the shots anymore. Let them think of you when they want a good experience in this lifestyle. Because I'm going to tell you guys, that's what you need to do. Okay. Events is the most important key. And that's the fastest way that you guys can grow. And getting to your goals faster is leveraging and connecting all the dots, okay? So leverage all trainings, leadership, people, culture, and community. Sidelines, whatever it is. If you guys don't have a team, get together with them. Be super intentional, okay? And bring that energy, you guys, when they're there. So what I would do now is create an event. You guys make sure that you guys are having an event for, GLP-1. And I'm going to say this, and I tell this, I represent I'm going to tell you also, you guys, I've been grounded and root. This is my first network marketing company. I knew, and I've been so blessed, right? I stand so strong in a leader that will never lead my people the wrong way. I trust in Lavelle because they have always delivered and gifted people that put in the work, right? And I want you guys to remind you guys, sometimes you don't need these calls to gain knowledge. You just need to be reminded why you're here, right? I always knew that Lavelle's always going to be gifting us. I'm just going to be like, okay, if you're distracted, get up faster. Like, bitch, I'm distracted, right? Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been distracted last week, right? Personal problem. It will never be like business. But I was like, man, I saw one of the leaders almost to lifestyle getaway her dials. I'm like, damn, that inspires me. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? It is just, you need a plan. You just need a plan, right? Just need a plan. Get with the leader and plan what your next step is. Before asking Verge to close out this call and more golden nuggets, I'm going to congratulate all of you guys for hopping on and putting in action. What it takes to get yourself to the next level is really just clapping for yourself, you guys. I also want to encourage you guys to not give up on your people. One thing that, me and Verge has and a lot of our team, we will never give up on our people. We'll touch and go and, see what they need, from you and what you can give them, and don't take it to heart, right? So also, I want to congratulate, for me, I'm so active in why I always talk about present time is because I know present time and future things get me excited. And that's where my energy comes from, right? Getting people on Thrive and follow ups and hearing all those things. So, you guys got to understand and take awareness of what turns you on in this business. Because if you guys don't find passion or a purpose within your work, it's going to be easily burnt out, like to the max. The reason why you're like, hey, Ange, how are you like that? I was like, because I fucking love what I do. You guys, I could be like crying and going through life and I could change lives in my sleep. You guys, that's really what it is. And to become in that space, you must be aware, right? And also teach people it's a duplication too, right? What can you duplicate? And what can you duplicate with your leaders, right? How can you help your leaders duplicate? If you guys want to start building relationship, it starts with your own space, leading yourself, making promises to yourself. DMO, it's just that, y'all, just a task. Okay. So call to action. How do I get people on Thrive? Sampling, free accounts, engagement. And that's just every day. And I promise you, when you guys effectively do these things, it's going to transpire, right? Another thing, you want to step into leadership? Do your own Zoom calls. Connection is key. Clarity is key. Help people with their vision. Okay. So also, Verge, I want you to close us out and tell us what are the three main things that really helped you, like find momentum and growing your business into leadership. Like you're so good at still getting people on Thrive, but shifting that. Like you do both. So can you give us like three golden nuggets that can help them apply?
Yeah, so regaining momentum, it's just, where are your intentions? Learn what you need to learn in order to be the leader that you need for your own life, lead your life well so that you can help lead others. When you do learn, make sure you apply, and you have to be in your element, in order to not be burned out. So, like, there's weaknesses and there's strengths. So you got to know where you're strong and you got to fill in the gaps with where you're weak with other players. We are in the business of connection, you guys. Like utilize and leverage your community, your team, and talk up the people that you sign in. Like Cynthia, Amanda, Trish, you guys are all really strong players at different things. And we work in unison together. But in terms of like building momentum for leadership, it's always go first. Create events. If there's none around you, you have to be the one. I went, to these retreats. I came back. I got with Joanna. If you're not brave enough, get with somebody. Your team's not big enough. Get with somebody who's starting fresh and new too. Hey, let's have a retreat for our team somewhere. With a get a leader to show you what to do. Right? It's creating community, creating what you want for your future, for your team, to how you want to grow your team. And that really is just like through connection. And don't give up on yourself. Like never ever give up on yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like you just need to learn how to pivot, take, like Angela says, take the criticism. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and know from other people that if they love you and they want to help you grow, that they can't always be talking you up either. They're going to tell you, like, give it to you real. And when they give it to you real, like, go and apply yourself. Like, go figure out how to change things up. And if you're feeling stale, you need to pivot, and that's okay. Refresh yourself, and that new energy that you bring in, it's going to give you life again. And just keep doing that and feed off of that momentum, and connect the people as fast as you can. Like the newer people coming in, the more and more you can connect people, the more you can leverage your community and the other leaders. Like that is gold, right? So utilize what the company gives you, create your own events, like know where you need to fill in your gaps, and just do your daily DMOs, like whatever it is to continue, having a presence and showing up for you in the best way possible and showing up for your people.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Honestly, she's just taking daily step-by-step actions, you guys, and taking it with the punches, with everything, the highs, the lows. And I'm gonna tell you, in leadership, transparency is key. You guys, don't be afraid. Things aren't always good. It's never business is not always good. And the one thing that I've learned in this business too is like don't make it seem like it's so easy, right? Before at the beginning, I made it seem so easy that when people came in, they wanted instant gratification. And when they did a post, they didn't get nothing. They gave up way too soon, right? And it gives us, the leverage. That's the reason. That's really what it is. I've talked about this. It gives the 1% more leverage because you've given up, right? We laid that foundation that it was so easy. It's not, right? It's not, but we could have fun with it. So thank you so much, Verge, for sharing your insights and your growth, your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom. I am so blessed to have a partner like you. Like there's a lot of things that I don't want to do that you do it best, right? You do it best. But I want to leave that this, you guys. Today is opportunity. Is an opportunity, you guys, for you guys to post, to go get around people, whether it is that really helps you start there, right? If you're a belly to belly, if you are in person, I would do what is best for you until you are trained enough and feel more confidence to do it all, right? Like I would always share with people you can do both. Share this opportunity. A lot of you guys don't share or take ownership of your experience, your checks. A lot of people don't come in here and want to make six figures, you guys. They don't come in here and want to be a millionaire. Not even Verge, not even me, none of our leaders did. Honestly, I just wanted to thrive for free. Share that. I just wanted to make extra Target runs to buy toys for my son. You guys, talk what people are like, consumers or clients looking in, right? What do they want, right? What can it paint a picture for people? What can an extra 500 or 200 do for your family? Is that extra food? Talk about your story, talk about other people's story, right? Today I give you courage and I encourage you to share your first check, right? I always talk about this. Man, I remember my first check was $30, and you guys, I was so happy because now you're storytelling, right? Then I'm like, I'm happy because it's been 10 years. If you guys don't know my story, don't ever compare yourself, right? I'm so scared of the person that I used to be because I was dependent and financially dependent on men for 10 years. So it was the first time in my life in 10 years that I didn't have to put my hand out to my husband and like, hey, can I have extra money? I made extra $30 for doing something that I love, for taking a product that made me feel good. And I was like, wow, that was it. Like, that's all I got to do. Focus on that, right? So, really share the opportunity. And I need you guys to take ownership because why? This opportunity is bigger than you, right? One day you're going to outlive this purpose beyond you. So, I need you to, if not for you, then for them, for the next person that is watching you, but you are the messenger, right? You are the person that they trust. They need you to lead that, right? So I would share the opportunity, what it's done for you. I will also share another thing, depending on where you guys are at the business. Thrive for free, share GLP-1, share, whatever. Oh, another thing, if you guys, the best credibility is your business partner, own it. Oh my God, you guys, today I did it. I'm so excited. My newest two business partners, congratulations, but by the way, my business partners that I met online, you guys, yes, create a community online, took necessary steps to become business partners, met them in person at the mastermind. I invited them. You see that? Invite. And then now they're in this with me for life, right? And and they've just signed two new business partners that they help VIP 400. You guys see that, right? So it takes action and applying yourself. So share that, own that. Okay, just like Virg, I told her, own Amanda. Congratulations, Amanda. She sees so many people winning on our team because you guys, that's where the magic is. It makes network marketing, makes a ordinary person like us, stay-at-home mom, dependent on men, no, nothing going for herself, an opportunity to feel like seen, to feel like, wow, I mean something. Wow, I'm loving this experience. You guys see that? So what I would say is tap into the meaning of what these checks do for you. Okay, what does the meaning of these checks do for your partners, for your team? Also, you guys, the number one key is getting you in front of new network. How can you get into Amanda and Courtney's and Cynthia's, Trisha's network? The best way is to get in front of it, right? Create opportunities. Go to that brunch. Like, hey, let's do a live. That's what we do. I'm like, hey, Abby, hey, Joanna, hey, Goody, let's do a live. We're going to drink our shakes and we're going to hee hee ha ha and just talk about Thrive, right? That's really that simple. Really, you guys, they just seeing is believing. Connect the dots. So this event, leverage your leaders, because I know a lot of the leaders are creating events. Just invite them. That's all you need to do. And I promise you, so much will happen when you continue to do that. Okay. So share the opportunity, own your checks, own who you are, own your journey. I'm going to say this again and again. You're not where you want to be because you haven't done anything. I say this to myself too, you guys. I haven't done enough. It's true. Like, I haven't done enough. Take ownership. Trust me. I hate for you guys to miss out on these opportunities. You're next. It's your turn. But we're all distracted, right? We got to hone in to really why we're here. Okay, so thank you so much for having us on. Thank you, Verge. You're amazing. You are the leader, right? The leader is born. So you guys are going to watch her flourish. You guys are going to watch her story, follow along her journey and what she's doing. Talk to her like, hey, what are you doing? If you guys need help, ask. Like, thrivers are so nice. If they have the time, they'll tell you, right? They'll be like, yeah, so, like, this is what I'm doing. Take that and make it your own. Okay, you guys, I need you guys. I need you guys to share Thrive louder. I need you guys to share GLP-1 louder. I need you guys to take those reviews and be like, look, this person is on it. Look what they're feeling. That's exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm making noise. You make noise, you create noise, then you continue on your journey. And then now we're a group of thrivers that built so much momentum throughout our industry. And if our industry wins, we all win. We get more money thrown at us for changing lives. That's really what it is. So thank you, Amber. And it's 10 a.m. So you guys, we just got paid, bonus payday. So thanks for having us. Do you want to say anything, Amber?
I just want to say, yeah, I do. I want to say thank you so much for both of you. Thank you, Verge, for being so vulnerable. The messages I'm getting, like, you have spoke to so many, and I want you to take that when you leave this Zoom, that your words were heard and felt. And I know that's going to help so many people. I know I felt it as well, because life is going to life, and life has lifed me a lot this year. And so I relate, I get it. And then, guys, absolutely. So I'm on day like 1.5. I only took one yesterday because I'd already taken my Thrive capsules. And so I took 2 today. So I know a lot of people were very much concerned with, hey, I'm going to miss my Thrive capsules. I don't miss my Thrive capsules. I'm feeling really, really good. And I'm actually very focused, and I'm checking some things off my list. And I also, detox. I just finished detox. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm not sure which is which here, but I took my regular capsules yesterday, and I don't know that I felt as good as I feel today. So I'm definitely super excited to see the whole system, and just the next few days too on what's going to happen with this. But yes, continue to spread the word, right? Continue to create those relationships, continue to talk about Thrive. There's so many people, when people reach out to me and ask, and they're like, well, I know so-and-so, or I know my neighbor, or I know this person, but I don't think they thrive anymore. Well, then come to find out they do still thrive, but they don't post about it. They're not out loud about it. They're not talking about it. And something that Angela said that I really want y'all to hear and feel this, not only will somebody maybe go to somebody else for Thrive, but what if somebody else goes to another company because somebody else at another supplement company was louder than you were? And you know what? That resonated with me years ago. And I'm like, no, because ours is freaking better. So like, I gotta be louder, I gotta be louder than the people that don't have as good of a product as us. And so I think that's really important because they're your friends. You don't want them spending money on something that doesn't work. Like you want them here and feeling good. I'm like, I think Age wants to say something. I can tell like I sparked something in her.
Oh no, you guys know that I'm going to tell you guys because I've told my team this too. People that didn't want to thrive with me ended up under my team because I that thrived so loud. That was the bigger picture. That was the vision because I was like, they're going to be thriving underneath me anyways because I was thriving. I still thrive so loud. So yes, being loud about it. I'm somebody that, yeah, be loud about it, but it's not what you say, it's how you move, right? So be loud about it, but also do the dang thing, right? So thank you so much, Amber. Like you honestly are somebody that I look up to because you've been here for a very long time and you are so transparent also. And I think that's the number one key in what we do is what I respect as a leader that is so transparent. Like she's like, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, or sometimes I do get lost. I'm like, girl, me too. Right. But we always find our way. We always put ourselves, in situations, events, things that make us feel inspired because at the end of the day, we love what we do. So I admire you for that. I think you're so funny. You're so goofy. You are you're everything that we need in a leader, honestly. And that's to each their own, right? So I want to thank you for being so consistent with these calls. You guys, it's not easy to commit, right? And when you're committed and she's all in with us, I want to say thank you to you, Chastity, all our leaders like Mario Dillard. You guys know that our team's under, but it takes a community and they're the reason why I stay also, you guys. So I love you, Amanda. Not Amanda. Amanda's not even here. I love her. But yeah, Amanda too. I think about her all the time too, you guys. Life happens for all of us, but at the end of the day, it's who's here, right? That matters the most. So thank you for having us on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You're gonna make me cry. But yeah, we're better together. I'm not just like, well, I've been here. I know everything. I learned from Ange. I learned from people in my team. I'm like, well, I didn't know you could push that button, or I didn't know you could say that. So we all learn together. So, all right. I don't want to keep this going. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for hosting, and thanks for sharing, and happy Tuesday. Happy Auto Bonus Day. Happy bonus day. All the things. Bye, y'all.